was at least the goal. So let me know if you've got information out there that tells me whether the Cornford stuff is actually kind of Marshall based. I feel like their preamps were going for that sort of thing generally. Victory, it seems to have taken things in a slightly different direction, where they seem to be going for kind of all out either Marshall stuff with the Sheriff or all out Vox kind of stuff with the copper panel one, which, yeah, the Victory copper, which is almost certainly probably Vox kind of, what am I saying? Anyway, so yeah, I got the Cornford Carrera. What's cool about it is it's in that kind of Fender Champ kind of vein, where it's like a single kind of tube output, where, you know, in theory you can drive that pretty hard at home and still get away with it. It's also got a master volume on it, which is nice because then you can run the drive all the way up and get loads of saturation and stuff, and can still be used at home volumes. What's also really awesome about it is it's got that effects loop, and it's got a built-in reverb. I'm thinking of changing out the reverb tank, possibly for something like with a bit of a longer decay, because obviously I'm into reverb. But yeah, there aren't that many Marshall valve amps with an actual reverb, certainly not a spring reverb built in anyway. I think there's a JCM 900 dual reverb thing, an 800 dual reverb thing, and, you know, a few bits and pieces, but in general I don't think they tended to build spring reverbs into their amps for whatever reason. I do see the Marshall SV20 and the SC20, and I think those are quite affordable. Also built in England, I think. It seems to be what they say about those amps. And my friend Chris has one of those, the JCM 800, so I might try and borrow that and do like a side-by-side kind of comparison. That's a 20 watt amp. I think that has some decent power scaling options and stuff. And people seem to be very high on those as well. But, you know, let me know if you've got ideas about sort of either videos that I could do with this. That was kind of going for Eric Johnson's kind of darker Marshall settings in a way, and then I chucked the Pete Cornish NG2 Fuzz in front of it. And the cool thing about doing this sort of thing with an amp is it doesn't really take much tweaking, and you can just set it, play, have a bit of fun. I do still maintain that valve amps, tube amps, whatever you want to call them, are more fun. Going into the Fractal X Load, and that's doing a great job as far as I can tell, and then into the Helix for the IR and delay and reverb. So it's pretty straightforward, easy setup, doesn't have to bother anyone noise wise. So the Cornford Carrera is an amp that I have now. I might do a video about what happened to Cornford, because I think, I'm told it's quite an interesting story, so I'll do some research on that. But yeah, I just wanted to update you on that. I didn't think I'd get a Cornford amp. One came up nearby, so I thought, try that. That's quite an interesting piece of modern British history, in a way. I'd like to throw it out to the audience now. If you've got ideas for decent kind of Marshall takes on amps, throw your favourites into the comments. Things that maybe are useful for home, things that are you think better than the Cornford, or things that you think aren't as good as the Cornford. Do you like the Cornford stuff? Do you rate it? I think Cornell might be an option. Obviously the Marshall SVT, SV20, that sort of stuff. The Marshall Origin stuff I've had one of those, that was pretty cool, the 20, quite loud, but that was pretty decent. Let me know any other options you can think of.